Hey guys, welcome back to RPGADAY Day 8. I'm filming this ahead of time, that's why I'm wearing the same shirt as in the last video. But today's prompt is explore. Man, this is a great topic to explore. There are so many ways we can explore in tabletop role-playing games. The first obvious one is through an exotic location. Something, if we go all the way back to the formation of the hobby, that would be the Isle of Dread. The first hex crawl. Come to an island with rumors of treasure on it, and there you go. There's your canvas. Go explore. Fill in the map as you go along. Challenging the unknown in a real physical sense of no one's explored this before. Well, let's go learn about the cultures. Fight the flora and the fauna. Yes, I said fight the flora on this strange place. That's a classic example of exploration. My favorite pillar of role-playing games, particularly classic Dungeons and Dragons. I am an exploration type player and GM, but that's probably because I watched Raiders of the Lost Ark as a kid, and I thought that was pretty cool. Another way we explore is not just in physical locations, but we explore character dynamics. One game that does this, I'm still kind of reading through it, but a game like Spire. You're playing Dark Elves in an oppressive city that's this tower city run by High Elves, and you're part of a resistance cell, and you're trying to overthrow the High Elves. What does that mean? And what does it mean being part of the resistance? What does that mean to your family connections? Do your family support you, or will they sell you out to the High Elves? Will they burn you? Will your own party members burn you? Cool stuff. One day I'll run a game of Spire or play in a game of Spire. It'll be fun, I'm sure. Another game about exploring, Pendragon. The classic game for role-playing, for adventuring in a world of chivalry and honor. This is Arthurian legend. You're exploring what it means to be a knight or a lady in Arthur's court of Camelot. What does it mean to be chivalrous? To have honor? And Pendragon does that through its trait system, where you have a list of traits, and if you're not sure how to act, you roll the trait against each other, and if it wins, if your lust wins out your temperance, then you're chaste rather. You're very lustful in a situation. If your temperance beats out your indulgence, you're very reserved. So cool stuff. Really great revolutionary game. If you haven't read it and checked it out, check out Pendragon. It's a lot of really cool stuff for fantasy gaming. Moving away from the fantasy side to the horror side of the hobby, we have Delta Green, which, just like Call of Cthulhu, you're exploring the Cthulhu mythos, or the unnatural as they call it in this game. And instead of just exploring what it does to your psyche with losing sanity points, you're also exploring, you're part of a government conspiracy. What does that mean? What does it mean doing essentially clandestine operations that you can't tell anyone about, and the horror, on top of seeing, unnameable, unfathomable horrors, what does that do to your your relationships. Delta Green's got a bond system where instead of losing sanity points, you can project on a bond. You can project on your wife or your child or your therapist or your coworkers. And how does that change? And how does that lead into your alienation of becoming, a calloused husk? Cool stuff, dark stuff, but really cool horror. Elevates cosmic horror on a bit of a personal level. I dig it a lot. And of course, it wouldn't be exploring personal horrors without mentioning Vampire the Masquerade. I've only really skimmed through Vampire. This is the 5th edition of Vampire, I believe. But, the core conceit of Vampire and all the World of Darkness games, what is it? What is it like becoming a monster, and how can you keep your humanity in face of that? All this stuff that you can explore. The locations, personal growth, personal flaws, development. All this stuff is the wonder of what we can explore through our hobby of tabletop role-playing games. And yeah, that's what I got for day 8 Explorer. Go out there and explore games, explore your characters, explore fantastic locations. With that, I'm John. It's been a pleasure. I'll see you in the next one. Happy gaming.